Good morning. I'm going to allow the graduates to take their mask off. Also, to all of our guests who are here, if you are seated with your family in your family section, you can remove your mask as well because we have made sure we seated you with appropriate social distancing. At this time, if everyone would please rise for the national anthem. Thank you. You can be seated. This is a very awkward time, so we had to make some adjustments as far as with our graduation. To ensure that we didn't have too many people speaking into the same microphone, a couple of our speeches elected to have theirs recorded. So, to begin with, I'm going to invite Mr. Marco Pivia, class of 2020 senior class president, to do your welcome.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the graduation of the class of 2020. Now, I'll spare you from ranting about the COVID-19 pandemic and how our senior year was robbed, because that would be a waste of time and literally everyone has already given their opinion about it. Instead, I would like to open by congratulating our class for making it to this point in our lives, as it's not an easy accomplishment, especially with the other pandemic, senioritis, hitting us hard the last 2 weeks of school. Now, everyone in the audience was chosen to be here by a graduate. And to you, I want to say thank you. Because in some way, shape, or form, you impacted your graduate's life. And we thank you for coming to celebrate us. It wasn't easy picking 4 people to attend, but we made the choice and you are it. And to those that could not attend, unfortunately, know that we still love you and you had an impact on us. This graduation, our graduation, not only represents a new step into our journey to adulthood, but also is a monumental breakthrough that proves we can and will continue to prosper, despite what life throws in our faces. Despite the whole world coming to a grinding halt, we will continue to move forward. But failure is inevitable in life. Sooner or later, we'll be beaten up and pinned down with nowhere to go. While some of us will become lawyers, veterinarians, professional athletes, or of course, rocket scientists, we will each face our own obstacles and trials. To succeed through all these challenges, we must persevere. And that's honestly all this pandemic has taught us. That we must persevere even when we have failed and are beaten up and pinned down with nowhere to go. Then, especially then, we must fight on. Now, many of us are upset that we did not get to find opportunities in various competitions, events, and memories, and rightfully so. But we cannot use that in this pandemic as an excuse as to why we cannot make it. We have all made it to our high school graduation. Think about how you did that. Today, you are graduating from Connally High School. And for some of us, we're the first in our families to earn a high school diploma, to have the opportunity to go to college or to chase our dreams. Though everyone will achieve success at different stages in life, I am 100% certain that this class will succeed, prosper, and spearhead the future. But don't just take my word for it. Take the various district championships, the various first divisions, the various superior ratings, the various first places, and the various new records we made this year to speak as evidence of our success. Evidence that we will look back on and use as motivation to remind us how far we have come. Today, our days at Connally come to a close. No longer will we have to wear an ID on our neck with that god-awful yearbook picture from last year. Whether you are proud, sad, or just wanting me to end my speech already so we can hurry this thing up and get our diplomas, just remember one thing. We've made it, and the best is yet to come. Thank you, and hook 'em horns.
Thank you, Marco. Our next speaker is a salutatorian of our graduating class. Destiny Wilkerson has earned straight A's throughout her entire 12 years of school. She has a final GPA of 5.438, completed a multitude of college courses, vice president of the National Honor Society, vice president of the Spanish Club, founding member of HOSA, student council member, Skills USA member, Connally cheerleader for 6 years, volleyball player for 3 years, track for 2 years, basketball manager, athletic trainer, UIL participant in literary criticism and other writing events, an avid volunteer for Nurse Family Partnerships, employee of the AMC theater chain, and plans to attend the University of Texas at Austin in the fall. She plans to major in pre-pharmacology, then attend the UT College of Pharmacy and minor in psychology. Please welcome to the podium Miss Destiny Wilkerson.
When approaching my salutatory address, I found that I could go the cliche route and state that these were the best 4 years of our lives and how we enjoyed every single moment, but that would be a lie and incredibly naive. The truth is that the last 4 years were challenging, filled with early mornings, late nights, even all nighters on some occasions. On most occasions, actually. Long practices, additional hours in the gym, and a multitude of other personal issues, making the list go on and on. However, despite all of this, one cliche phrase does prove true. We persevered and we made it, and might I add, we did a dang good job at it. To my fellow top 10% and other academically focused individuals, I believe we achieved what we set out to. We brought home medals and plaques, we had our pickup universities being automatically accepted into numerous, and today we are figuratively drowning in chords from our countless extracurricular activities. To the athletes, your accomplishments are evident as well through not only the legacy you leave behind at Connally as some of the most athletically inclined students to date, shown through the record breaking football season to the towering points scored in each basketball, baseball, or soccer game, yet also through the full scholarship offers several of my classmates have received to continue their sports career. COVID 19 may have robbed the class of 2020 of a prom, a typical graduation, and several other senior moments, but it is incapable of taking all of this away from us. The coronavirus has drastically impacted our lives the last 3 to 4 months, quite literally turning our world upside down. Nonetheless, I believe that it has also opened our eyes. While the phrases life isn't fair and live and love each moment like it's your last are generally common, this pandemic has led us to view these quotes in a different light. Moreover, COVID 19 has taught us all how to put things into perspective, seeing as how our feelings of anger and sadness over the loss of our senior year are valid, yet how we must also acknowledge the fact that while we lost a chance at meaningful memories, several individuals lost their lives or the life of a loved one. The power of perspective is something that we should carry with us for the rest of our lives because, once again, life isn't fair. However, there will always be someone that has it worse than you. So I encourage you in future catastrophes to strive to be the light that essential workers, specifically medical professionals, were in this one. Furthermore, in the light of the recent political climate, I would like to directly address my fellow people of color, especially African Americans. We are more than the negative stereotypes or connotations that society tries to label us as. The world is in the process of changing, some might even say collapsing. We must determine how it is rebuilt. Silence is not a privilege we can afford any longer. We must speak and act against racism and injustice, seeing as racism is not inherent, it is taught. We must teach differently. I would like to close on a personal note and thank my brothers Jordan and Jared, my grandmother Diane, and my mother Angela, along with my deceased great grandmother for attending on my behalf. And to my mother Angela, I recognize that raising a daughter with my attitude and expenses is not an easy task, definitely when you are forced to play both roles. So I would like to thank you, and I did not want for anything, and due to the stable environment you provided, I obviously thrived. So as I stand on the stage today, I know that my accomplishments translate to our accomplishments. Thank you, class of 2020. It has been an honor. I expect nothing but the best.
And now to introduce our valedictorian. Tisa Gandhi has played various leadership roles in the multiple organizations such as HOSA, National Honor Society, Color Guard, Upward Bound, and many more clubs throughout her 4 years of high school. She made it to state for UIL 1 at Clay her sophomore year and extemporaneous speaking for Skills USA this year. She has completed 30 hours through dual credit and has earned a 4.0 GPA at MCC. She has gathered over $40,000 in scholarships with her hard work and dedication. Tisa would like to thank the entire student body and staff for entrusting her with such leadership roles. Tisa credits many of her teachers and counselors with being so supportive towards her dreams and aspirations and shaping her to be the best version of herself. She wishes to use her growth and education to help the impoverished in third world countries through mission trips and setting up free and accessible health clinics. She will be attending the University of Texas at Austin to pursue a pre med track with plans of completing a dual degree in health and society and neuroscience. Please welcome to the podium Ms. Tisa Gandhi.
Good morning to my fellow graduates. I stand before you today as the valedictorian of the class of 2020. This time last year, I found out that I had lost this title. I was in tears, breaking down every day and crying myself to sleep because it was something I sacrificed so much time and relationships for. And there it was, just gone. Something that actually made my life meaningful, that title became all I had, I mean, that title actually gave me purpose. Something for people to remember me as, but without it, I thought I had no identity. I remember breaking down the arms of my best friend as he comforted me because I thought my road had ended. Can you believe it? Over a title, I thought it was the end of everything. But a few weeks ago, when I received that email from our counselor, it felt so good. The email read, "You are the CHS valedictorian of class of 2020. Your final GPA was 5.458. It felt so good when I saw my name by that title for about 30 seconds. For about 30 seconds of my nerves kicking in and my heart beating so fast. 30 seconds of being at the top of the pile of all of my accomplishments. I guess I just thought with that title, all of my problems would fade away. The whole world's problems would fade away. But that isn't the case. We have faced adversity multiple times. Heck, our class is known for facing obstacles, but we overcome them each and every time. We have risen to the top, and we shall continue to. For the class of 2020, our high school experiences ended abruptly. Dreams were ended, and opportunities were snatched. But do not let that get to you. Some of us will be the first in our families to graduate from high school, to go to college. Many have overcome other great barriers to achieve this great milestone. And I wish the same for everybody. That everybody can wake up knowing they even have the slightest chance to overcome obstacles. So many of us fear for our lives. We live in fear as we wake up or decide our next move. People of color, their voices need to be heard. More so, Black voices need to be heard. All lives don't matter until Black lives matter. We have to honor the innocent, to honor their legacies by taking a stand against injustice and hate. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Sean Reed, Tony McDade. These are just a few Black Americans who have been murdered recently due to systemic racism in America. But there are so many more. So many lives have been lost. No one should ever have to live in fear of losing their lives because of the color they were born in. We believe that by working together, we can find a way to protect human dignity and bring about the change that we want to see in our country as Americans. I know we can do it. We cannot cave into the system. We just can't. We are the generation that has the power to end this cycle for once and for all. I thank the faculty for your endless sacrifices, for getting up every day and putting on a smile even on your toughest days, for taking the time to create relationships with every single student here out on this footfield. You have helped us craft our future, so we thank you. I thank the friends I have made and lost, the people I have met and loved, and all the figures I have come across. Whether on good terms or not, every single person here has impacted me in some way or another, allowing me to grow and be better as a person. So I sincerely thank you. Now, I will be dedicating my last thank you in my native language to those who make my life worthwhile and meaningful, to those who have sacrificed so much for me to be standing here freely, to my family, to the bravest woman I know, my mother. She is the very beauty essence to me. To the strongest man I know, my father, the one who always taught me to never settle for anything less. To the most ambitious sister that I have, she continuously fights for justice and never caves in. And I appreciate you so much, D. And the most adventurous and amazing brother anyone could ever ask for, my brother, Bye. મેં તમને લોકોને કેટલું પ્યાર કરું. મારી પાસે શબ્દ નથી કહેવા હારું. તમે બધા મારી આખી જિંદગી છે અને મેં તમારો સાઈડ કોઈ દિવસ નથી છોડવાની. મેં કોઈ દાડો અડો નથી માનવાની. તમે લોકો કોઈ દિવસે મારો સાઈડ નહીં છોડ્યો તેના હારું મેં થેન્ક યુ કેમ. મેં તમને લોકોને કેટલું પ્રેમ કરું. Last but not least, thank you to the class of the 2020 graduates. I was once introduced to this quote my junior year and has stuck to me ever since. The great Elie Wiesel once said, "We must take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Silence encourages the tormentor, never the tormented. Sometimes we must interfere, and it's okay to interfere. When human lives are endangered, when human dignity is in jeopardy, national borders and sensitivities, they become insensitive. They become irrelevant. Wherever men and women are persecuted because of their race, religion, or political views, that place must, at that moment, become the center of the universe. Now, we are in a time where we are progressing, but we are not done yet. We are yet to grow. And I hope every graduate here continues to fight for what is right. Promise yourself that you use every chance you get to fight for the disadvantaged, to fight for justice, and to fight for equality. I believe in you, and I'm proud of each and every one of you here. Please, I beg of you, do not give up. Keep going. You did it. You have graduated. That's why you're sitting out there on that football field right now. And as we move on to the next chapter of our lives, I have faith that you'll continue to succeed. You got this. Thank you.
Thank you, Destiny. You've met two of our top 10%, but I'm going to go ahead and introduce the rest of them. Whenever I call your name, if you would, please stand. Miss Samantha Anaji. Cristo Castillo. Sonia Davila. Emily Espinoza Tenori. Toy Ferrales. Tisa Gandhi. Murtasia Gowan. Mayana Little. Fabian Medina. Marco Pevia. Tierra Proctor. Ruby Rodriguez Martinez. Brady Sabito. Lorena Urbina. And Destiny Wilkerson. Please give them a round of applause as they've worked very hard for that title. At this time, I would like to take a moment to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Wesley Holt, and our board members, Mr. Greg Davis, Mr. Don Hancock, Ms. Dana McCoy, Ms. Kathleen Coker, Mr. Stephen Carter, Mr. Jason Hancock, and Ms. Brenda Price. All of these people work tirelessly to make sure that our students receive the best education. All right, y'all, it's about that time. I'm the one who gets the final word. Many of you who've been in my office, one of the things that always gets commented on is my rubber duck collection. Someone originally gave them to me because they said I operate much like a rubber duck. I'm paddling as fast as I can under the surface, but I'm gliding along seamlessly on the top. But over the last couple of months, I've looked at those rubber ducks and they've become a whole new meaning. So some of you recognize this is the mama duck. This is the one that represents me, your teachers, Mr. Francis, Dr. Thompson, and everybody who has supported you in your education. There's a little nursery rhyme that goes along with ducks, and it talks about the mama ducks sending them out over the hills and far away, and whenever she quacks, they start coming back. But unfortunately, the rubber ducks don't always return. They get fewer and fewer. So I look at you as graduate. Today, you're this rubber duck. You're going to go out. You're going across the hills and far away. Some of you will come back. Someone will come back frequently. And some you may never see again. But with that, know that Connally is always your home. You're always welcome back here. All right, now's the time. At this time, Superintendent Holt, Connally ISD Board of Trustees, I hereby certify that all of these graduates, they've all earned it. They have met all state and local requirements to be a graduate in the state of Texas. So here we go. Francisco Isai Adame. Madison Brooke Alcala. Ariana Paige Alfred. Mason Garrett Anderson. Samantha Enaiji. Diana Estrain Barbosa. John Moses Barron Jr. Sophia Elizabeth Baruman. Corey Lewis Black. Aquarius Nicole Brooks. Kamorian Deshaun Butler. Crispin Fernales Cabarubias. Kayleanne Gabrielle Carr. Maja Lee Carter Bassler. Cristo Jesus Castillo. Valeria Michelle Castillo. Derica Roshane Kever. David Anthony Chavez. Samantha Elaine Childress. Zaylin Cleveland. Demontre Terrell Cooks. Maximus Aaron Coronado. Zanaya Danielle Courtney. Alexi Correa Christ. Jaden Marie Krupp. Christopher Brent Cummins. Sonia Melody Davila. Debbie Luann Davis. Roy Israel Duran Partida. Dalaris Hishan White Edwards. Marissa Escobedo. Emily Celeste Espinoza Tannery. Toy Angelica Corrales. Celebrity Lynette Fields. Charisma Yvette Fields. Brandon Lee Flatt. Juan Marquise Forward. Carmen Rosalinda Frausto. Marcus Antoine Freeman Jr. Kylie Nicole Fuller. Tisa Umeshkumar Gandhi. Giselle Danae Garcia. Giselle Marie Garcia. Mertasia Sharan Royla Gowan. Andrea Apolina Guerra. Abigail Faye Hargrove. Ruben Mitchell Harris. Xavier Deshawn Harris. Michaela Danae Harrison. Ashton Alyssa Haynes. Jasiria Michelle Henley. Carlos Escobedo Hernandez.
Gabriel Lee Hernandez. Jonathan Eric Hernandez. Daniel Christopher Hill. Trevin Tramar Horn. Thomas Griffin Ray House. Gregory Lamont Irvin Jr. Kiara Marie Jarman. Brooklyn Denise Johnson. Chastity Leanne Johnson. Jordan D'Anthony LaCour. Tori Paige Lanford. Davis Mateo Lara. Seth Edward Londy. Shamiqua Nicole Danae Lewis. Wyatt Lee Lewis. Mayana Lene Little. Cody Lane Macy. Omar Martinez. Noel Mathern. Haley Jo McCaig. Fabian Medina. Sean Paul Mendias. Kevin Mendoza. Tanae Deja Mitchell. Gabriela Nicole Montez. Albert Gabriel Morales. David Moreno. Kamontre Dewan Levant Mosey. Jordan Ray Nichols. Gustavo Nino Rodriguez. Gilberto Olgin Rivas. Jasmine Ostigan. Fernando Pacheco. Skyla Jean Paul. Eric Pacina Jr. Provincio Ulysses Perez. Manuel Perez. Amaya Lornell Perkins. Beverly Rose Petty. Marco Adrian Pivia. Noah James Plum. Ashanti Kiana Pope. Cheyenne Lanique Powell. Tiara Elise Proctor. Trenton Avery Pullen. Brooklyn Annalise Rafferty. Crystal Hope Rayner. Adriana Iris Ramirez. Eduardo Ray Espinoza. Jessica Cheyenne Reed. Abel Renteria. Ruby Esmeralda Rodriguez Martinez. Benito Jose Roman II. Desmone Ashtony Royal. Dustin Lyde Ruiz. William Kyle Roop. James Tyler Russell. Brady Neil Sabito. Nathan Isaiah Sanchez. Karia Janice Carrion Sales. Tyler Ryan Scruggs. Andrew Christopher Seymour. Deja Renee Sherman. Robin Lee Shuddy. Philip Wayne Smith. Austin Terry Lee Sons. Ashley Nicole Solis. Cheyenne Elizabeth Sparkman. Destiny Monet Stewart. Emily Renee Stokes. Ryan Douglas Stronaker Jr. Javion Deshaun Sunday. Faith Elizabeth Sutterfield. Jacob Solomon Taylor. Damian Lamont Thompson Jr. Ronnie Wayne Tucker III. Carrie Shamian Turner Jr. Larina Arbina. William Lee Utes. Sandy Valenzuela. Scott Edward Warren. Destiny Hope Wilkerson. Brian Alexander Williams. Chameleon Darnell Williams. Tiana Deshaun Williams. Josephine Rose Womack. Helena Marie Woodlock.
Are y'all hot yet? Okay, I'm not going to make these closing thoughts long. I just want to remind all of the parents who are here, we really appreciate all of your support. The graduates are going to depart the stadium and they have to cross Cadet Way. So you can either remain in the stands or make your way to the cars, but you will not be permitted to leave the lots until all of the graduates have crossed. If you are picking up your graduate, you'll have to make the block and you can pick them up in front of the high school. All right, with that, I would like everyone to please stand. We are taking our official senior class picture. All right, and please, everyone remain standing for our Connally School song. One, two, three. Congratulations, class of 2020. You can switch your tassel.
Yeah, baby! Yeah, baby!